Today we're talking about how to lock in because that's what you really need in order to be able to reach your potential. I want to start this video by saying that it's sad that most people never get to see their full potential because they are not focused enough and they are not willing to put in the work towards trying to get to where they are supposed to be. So who is this video for? It's for you if you're unmotivated or you struggle with motivation. It's also for you if you feel like everything is gray and like you've lost your spark, and also in the case that you keep telling yourself that next year will be my year. Those are the signs that you really need to lock in and try to do the work towards trying to achieve what you're meant to do. Before we get any further, there's also a disclaimer here. This video is not to motivate you, it's to remind you that you do have the potential, but you might be distracted or you're actually avoiding doing the work that you need to do. So why is it a requirement to lock in if you want to succeed? Because you cannot half commit on something and expect full results. Usually you will get what you deserve based on your effort. On a similar note, manifesting something without effort doesn't work. It's also about doing the work, not just manifesting what you want to achieve. And probably the most important part is that most of what will move the needle for you won't be exciting. So you need a way to push through the effort, and that's exactly what the mechanism of locking in will do for you. Now in this next section, you're going to see that being able to lock in, it's all about mindset, focus, and time management. And if you have these 3 points nailed down, you're 90% of the way there towards achieving your goals. Your mindset is the most important part when you're starting to build anything because it's what will enable you to unlock your inner motivation and push through the hard work until you can build a consistency. So you need to change your perspective on a couple of things. First of all, there's not a lack of opportunities, you just have a lack of vision. You also need to become someone that doesn't just watch the world go around, they choose to be an active participant in its movement. And that's mostly because life won't align itself around you. You need to align yourself to your goals because that's how you're actually going to achieve anything. You cannot just manifest something and then expect it to be handed to you. I also strongly believe that if you want to be able to work hard towards anything, you cannot just settle for what's given to you. You need to be able to strive for more. But when it comes to your own person, make sure that you don't strive to be perfect. Strive to be the best version of yourself. And the last thing that you should change in your perspective is that you need to stop complaining. A lot of people will just complain all day without doing any work, and they will be surprised when they don't get what they wanted. What you should do instead is to embrace the grind, and it's even better if you can find fun in your work. Not everything has to be boring, you can find little things to enjoy in your work and make it more exciting. For example, you can go and work from coffee shops with your friends and discuss about what you're trying to achieve each on your own. On the focus part, you will need to be able to give all of your attention towards what you're trying to achieve, and for that you need to be a little bit obsessed about your goals. You cannot go to the gym and think about all of the things that you have to do at home or how you're going to party tonight. You have to be able to focus and give all of your attention towards your sets, or else your performance will be affected. So whenever you're working towards anything that requires your full attention, you need to be present and put your mind into it if you want to be able to deliver quality work. Another huge part of being focused is that you need to be able to cut the noise. You cannot just expect that you will be able to focus on your work when you're thinking about 10 other things that you need to do at the same time. So you need to be able to choose your battles. On this point, it's important to understand that you will have a limited attention span, especially in the beginning. That's why you might not be able to focus on going to the gym, building a business, creating content, socializing with friends, and also relaxing on the weekends. You will have to choose your battles. When I say that, I mean that you need to choose 2 main things to focus on, and the rest of them will have to be side quests until you can focus on them at a later point in time. And my personal touch on this is that you need to be able to find your own flow and what makes your work good. You need to personalize it until you like it. You cannot just take someone else's routine and expect to do it at full capacity just like they do, because that might work for them, but not for you. For example, some people are just more creative at night, and if you try to schedule all of your creative work in the morning instead, in that specific case, it will only make it harder. So find what works for you. For the last of the most important parts of being able to lock in managing your time better, you need to be able to see that most people will have quite a similar schedule, and that a lack of time is an impression. People will tend to sleep for 6 to 8 hours, go to work or school for another 6 to 8 hours, have breaks or eat for around 2 hours, and then you're left out of 24 hours with 6 hours of whatever you want to do. And those 6 hours are the perfect time that you need to dedicate towards locking in towards your goals. Your lock-in time should be a priority and it should not be affected by external factors unless it's an urgency. So you cannot say, oh, I'm not going to work today because I have to do some other chores. And the best way to avoid that is to block your time first so no other distractions can take up that time. And I suggest that you use a calendar, something like this, for example. You don't need to have it all filled throughout the day. You just need to schedule your time when you want to work on your goals. When it comes to prioritizing your tasks, when you're just starting out, it's a good principle to do the hard things first so you can get them out of the way. For example, if you're building a game, but you hate making art, work on the art first so you don't have to do it later on when you're more tired. Aim to build systems around your work once you start to understand what you need to do daily so you don't have to think all of the time what you need to do next. Systems are what keeps you going on the days that you don't feel like it because you already know what you need to do in order to get through the day and you just have to push through it. Systems can take on many forms, but you can think of content calendars, a daily task list, or even meal prep so you don't have to think about what you need to eat during the day and cheat on your diet. And the last part of managing your time better is to leverage technology in your favor. You can outsource or automate tasks that are boring to further cut distractions. And also, you can use technology to track your progress towards your goals. And as a bonus, because you've stayed until the end, let me tell you one more tip which will help you lock in even better and for a longer period of time. Consume the right content. So how can content affect your ability to lock in? Well, because it can keep your attention focused towards your goals or at least in the same area. And that's why, for example, if you want to start a business, maybe it's a good idea to watch business podcasts. If you want to get fit, you should spend more time on fitness apps and tracking your calories. If you want to learn new skills, spending time on specialized platforms like Skillshare. Now, this is not a sponsored video, it's just the one that I came up with at this moment. Or even watching content creators on social media that are teaching you that skill will help keep you focused towards your goals. And also, if you want to make money, maybe it's a good idea to start researching how other people have done it in the gig economy and how you can also apply those skills for yourself. So thank you for watching this video until the end. Hopefully it will help you lock in and work towards your goals so you can really reach your potential. And also, if you want to see more content from me, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what do you plan to lock in for this year. What are your goals that you won't give up on?